now it doesn't say anything's live.
Yeah, I know. I know. I'm trying to just reset it all. All right, we are live. We are rocking and fucking rolling. G'day, g'day, and welcome to
All
this
right.
episode of Not So Secret Dad's Business. You got me, your host, Nate, and of course, we got Judge Gonzo. He's still with us. Now, I know we're running late today, guys, but we're lucky that we even fucking got here. So, how you doing, Judge?
Fresh from the fucking hospital. The past 2 days I was having like these weird bouts with like I felt like I wasn't getting enough air. So I was like, like any other guy, I'm like, I'll wait, see how I feel after I go to sleep. So I texted you guys and I was like, hey, I'm probably going to the hospital. I'm probably having a heart attack. Um, and I was like, I have these two symptoms and shit. Like it's hard to breathe and I have heaviness in my chest. But right now it's not that serious. So I'll just go over there. I decided that night not to go. I took 2 hydroxyzine instead and fucking fell asleep. I woke up this morning, it was still there. And I was like, fuck. And I'm really upset because Fat Moose's 42nd anniversary was today. It's my comic book shop.
Yep.
And my friend Ava was going to be there. And artist Tom Rainey was going to be there. I wanted to get a commission from him and stuff like that. And then I was like, I can't, like, I just don't feel, I feel like something's wrong.
Mm.
So we went there and I got in. I was like, I'm having chest pain. Um, and I'm having shortness of breath. And I'm looking at the fucking door that says 5 things. People complain about any one of these, bring them right in. They might be having a fucking heart attack. I'm like, all right. So they fucking hook me up. They bring me in there. Dude, they run every test under the sun. I have teacher's insurance, so my insurance is really good, I think, for the whole thing. For a CAT scan, a couple things of blood work, an X-ray, an EKG, the whole thing. I'm gonna pay $100. The fucking the bill's not gonna say that, but I don't have to worry about the bill, fucking just what I'm paying. So everything came back crystal clear. I'm in really good health,
That's good,
which I'm
man.
like, oh, cool. Nothing wrong with the lungs. The CAT scan was chest, abdomen, pelvis. Nothing showed up. Everything was fine. Doctor came back in. He's like, well, I'm going to prescribe you an inhaler because when I just did the stethoscope thing on your back, there is some labored breathing. He's like, but it could be a strain from like a muscle up front. I said, all right. He's like, you look like you go to the gym. I said, thank you. I appreciate that. And then I realized like 3 days ago when I did back, I did the T-bar row, the one that you lay on, the fucking pad is right here. Anyone knows if you've ever used that thing, you have to like almost flex or else it'll push everything back.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I don't think I put two and two together. I think that might have been it. But like I said, I'm sitting there apologizing to the fucking lady. And and everyone there was really nice, dude. To shout out to Overlook Union, fucking New Jersey. They're great. And she's like, no, she's like, what's the alternative? You not knowing what the fuck it is? And what if it could have been something?
That's
Yeah.
it,
So the
man.
whole time I'm thinking, so they did a secondary test to make sure that all my heart enzymes, like the ones that are high, I guess if you're about to fucking croak or have a heart attack, they were fine. So they did one at the beginning, they did one at the end. They checked my blood pressure. My blood pressure is always high. It was like
Yep.
140 over 83. For me, that's fucking low, comparatively speaking. Um, but like a friend of mine, Mike, texted me, he's like, dude, you look like you're having a good time for being in there thinking you have a heart attack. Well, I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Sit there and be miserable? I was like, I got to make fun of myself. Like Rob sent the thing with the Bane mask, the
How
Bane from
fucking
Timu.
good was that? I
Fucking
I
amazing.
damn near wet myself with that, man.
Just shit like that, man. It's just making you laugh and shit. And then, like, as a gag, because everyone does this, I don't know why, but they put up just the picture of their arm with the thing in it and
With the
like, guess I'm
cannula,
gonna
yeah.
stay here. So like I did mine as a gag. I fucking took that one and made fun of myself. But then I'm reading Kryptonite because I fucking nothing else to do. And the Timu thing was just funny. I was
Yeah.
like, but I wasn't looking for, I was like, yeah, man, it sucks. I'm here. Like, I don't know what it is. And people are always asking, like, hey, man, how come you didn't come to blah? And I'm like,
Mhm.
well, I'm in the fucking hospital and shit like that. So, but I'm here.
That's good,
Um,
man. I'm glad you are, because like I say, I was fucking worried about you.
yeah,
And I was in the group chat going, "Hey, Judge, how you doing? How you doing?"
yeah.
But I even said to the missus this morning, dude. I said to Christine, I said, "Can you fucking believe this guy?" I said, "The man thinks he's having a heart attack. He takes 2 antihistamines and goes and passes out." And she goes,
Dude, that's
"Well,"
New Jersey males, man.
but she goes, "You have to remember how pig-headed you are too, Nathan." She said, "Remember
Yeah.
that time recently you thought you were having a heart attack? What did you do? You took 2 Tylenol and went to lay down to see if it would
Yeah.
pass."
Yeah.
She said, remember that time you had a bilateral pulmonary embolism and you dropped to your knees at work and thought
Yeah.
you were dying? I went, yeah. She goes, what did you do? I said, I jumped in the car and drove myself to the hospital. She goes, you
Yeah.
thought you were having a fucking heart attack and you
Yeah.
drove yourself to the hospital.
Yeah.
She goes,
Well,
so can you be surprised that Judge has done that? I went, well, I
yeah.
guess
Well,
not.
You'll get there faster. And B, hospital and like fucking ambulance trips are really expensive. I mean, I don't pay for any of that shit. Like I said, I got really good insurance. But Sarah's great. I dropped off Hunter. I don't want him being there, dude. It's fucking like, because then he'll worry more. So Sarah was just there hanging out. I bought a book that I bought the graphic novel Superman Kryptonite because I really wanted to read that because Anthony gave me a recommendation and I was like, oh shit, it's gonna be awesome. But I did miss Fat Moose thing, which I'm really upset, man. I haven't seen my friend Ava in a minute, so I was excited to get over there. I wanted to get something done by her, and I had already talked to Tom about getting something on a Virgin Green Lantern cover of one of my favorite Green Lanterns, man. And of course, I get done at like fucking 5:45. By that time, everything's wrapping up.
Yeah,
So I'm
absolutely.
fucking so I'm a little pissed off. But at least I know that nothing is wrong. But then I'm pissed off because nothing's wrong. You know what I'm
I mean,
saying?
I
Like I
get it.
didn't
It's
go.
like, well, that was a waste of fucking time. Yeah, I get it. Hey, look, I've got my baby sister in the chat. She says she hopes you're doing better now, and it sounds
Hey,
like you
thanks.
need some get better soon Tim Tams shipped over, man.
Yeah, man. Dude, anything you send me is awesome. Like all that shit was really good. Um, okay, so I
Oh,
so I have something.
before we
Yeah,
get into it,
please.
man, because I know you've had that whole debacle, but how's your Easter weekend going so far, though, dude?
So far it's great. School I'd off for Good Friday. And then so thanks Judas. Because I think he's gonna rise again and shit like that. So if Judas never sold them out, we wouldn't get these. So
That's
cheers,
it.
Judas. And then Easter is gonna be a full moon, so we're gonna get werewolf Jesus. So I'm excited about that. So everyone get your fucking guns ready. Silver, man, silver.
Silver bullets. That's
Um,
it.
so unfortunately, Hunter's Easter weekend and mine don't match up. His isn't until the end of fucking April. So I'm gonna have him till Monday at least, and then Sarah and I are gonna have the rest of the week to just fucking relax, man.
Yeah, nice.
Um, I just got the new DLC, the Joker for the Suicide Squad game, which of course people like this fucking game sucks. Shut the fuck up. No one cares. So like everyone's big complaint is it doesn't play like the Batman Arkham series.
Oh,
Well,
really?
you can go and play the fucking Batman Arkham series, right? Like you expected a game that is that is meant to be an MMO for like a 4-person jump on, not even against each other. It is literally just you and the rest of the squad fucking farting around
So it's a co-op.
he's different Metropolis. It's fun and it's different. And do you know, can we talk about this shit? Remember like back in the day you bought like a Genesis game, you bought a Super Nintendo game, and if the game sucked, you just went, well, I got a fucking shitty game. There's nothing I can do about it. And
Yeah.
fucked off and did something else. The amount of people I see posting, I'm demanding a refund. No, you bought the game. The game works fine. You don't get it just because you don't. If you think the game sucks, you can't get your money back. You spend money for the fucking game. Like what is
It's like going and buying a pair of shoes and then the next day going, I don't like the color. I want my money back. Well, no, you picked that color when you bought
Yeah.
them. So fucking deal with it. I agree with you,
But
man. You
it's
buy a
always
gun, you
like,
fucking live with it.
and all these players like, well, the customer's always right. Yeah, but there's a second part of that fucking quote that everyone forgets. Second, it's a the customer's always right in matters of taste. That doesn't mean that they're right all the time and they get you treat you like shit. It just means if someone comes in and like, I want that olive fucking green dildo, you're like, olive green is fucking terrible, but you want it, you're gonna fucking get it. Like it's got nothing to do with the way that they can treat you like shit.
Yeah. I will say
Which
another good game that I've actually seen Eli playing. I didn't realize it was on the Xbox. He's been playing DC Universe online.
oh
And
yeah,
that's a
yep,
fucking cool looking game. He loves it, just running around, fucking beating up bad guys and
yeah.
shit. He thinks it's great. He was swinging around
Um,
to Spider. No, what was he playing the other day? Batman. He was playing as
Batman, yeah,
Batman, and he's got his fucking batarang, and he's flying from building to
that's fucking
building and
great.
climbing up shit. Yeah, it was a cool looking game. So I'm gonna have to give that a go.
Um, I did see a video, and I love saying I was right because it doesn't happen often, but when it does, it's fucking sweet.
Is this what put you in hospital, man? Because you've been sitting on this for like
No,
5 days.
no, that's coming next. I'm trying to
That's
front
coming
load with
next.
something that's
Okay.
actually make me laugh. There was a kid, he was a millennial, I think, or a Gen Zer, and he goes, it's a stitch of like why these kids can't function at jobs and stuff like that. And it's a kid. So it's a Gen Z or a millennial going, well, you guys gave us trophies for being in 18th place. And now you wonder why we can't handle when we don't get something. I was like, that's what I've been fucking saying. That's what I've been saying. All you did was set them up for fucking failure. So
Absolutely.
yeah, it's their fault because, oh, why don't want to work? They don't want to work because they got praised for dog shit. So when they don't get it, they go, well, why ain't I getting anything? That's your fucking fault. That's your fault for making 18th place trophies. That's your fault for all of a sudden not counting the score in baseball games. That's your fault for everyone get on the field regardless. The killer instinct or the instinct to want to do something is gone because you assholes thought it was a good idea to fucking jerk around your kids. And now a kid was like, I know why it's happening to me because I was praised for no matter what I fucking did. So of course I'm like this. I'm like, well, at least the kid knows.
And that's what shits me about boomers as well, is that all these kids, they're fucking entitled and they want everything handed to them on a silver platter. Where did they get this entitlement from? It's like, hey, you raised us.
Yeah.
You did this. Like, you fucked up the housing market. You destroyed the environment. You gave us fucking, like you say, 18th place trophies. It's just, like, you gotta take the good with the bad. You sow some shit out there, you're going to reap shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep. Okay. So I don't even want, like, I always try and keep this light. Hopefully this goes somewhere light because this is fucking disgusting. Like, I ran across this and I'm like, I want to talk about it because it's a family thing, but I'm just telling everybody right now, strap in. If by the headline you don't want to listen, I wouldn't blame you for this. And I know that's like, oh my God, don't listen to the show. Like, unfortunately, Nate, it's going to be up to you depending on mileage of how long you want to talk about this, but I do want to bring it up because I cannot fucking believe that some people were blessed. Oh God, or whatever. If God existed, if this all powerful, all fucking kind being, this shit wouldn't happen. Okay. Here's the fucking headline, dude. I swear to God. An Ohio toddler died after her mom left her home alone so she could take a 10-day vacation.
Fuck, I saw that just last week. Yeah. Are you kidding me? Yes.
Yep. 10 days. So her mom went on vacation with some dude to Puerto Rico. She left the kid in a new onesie and a new diaper and left like bottles around her. Okay.
Yeah.
So let me go through some of the fucking highlights. First of all, I don't want to read this part. At one point, the kid's mouth was dry because she was trying to eat her own shit so she can eat something.
Yeah.
Okay. So it says, I like, and looking at the mom's stupid face and then hearing what her mom said. Her mom's like, well, my daughter was always a victim of mental illness. Motherfucker, fuck you and fuck your child. That's
No, but in a way, she's right. Her child is a victim to her fucking mother's mental illness.
Yeah. So it says, Jalen's cries echoed through the quiet streets of Cleveland. In the dead of night, the toddler whimpered and howled, but no one came to her rescue. That for me is weird too. You're living in a neighborhood, you hear this kid crying, you see all the lights off. Like, there's no car in the garage. Like, you don't even go, like, people smash people's windows when the kid's in the car. First of all, good for them, because you shouldn't fucking be doing that anyway. No one thought to go into 10 days? 10 days?
Again, all it takes is fucking 3 digits on the phone. 911. Hey, I need
dude, it's called a safety check. Yeah. Her mother, Crystal Candelario, was away on a 10-day summer vacation and had left Jalen alone in a playpen with a few bottles of milk, prosecutors said. A neighbor's doorbell camera captured the 16-month-old's frequent screams, including one around 1 a.m. 2 days after her mother left. 16 months, dude. Kid is 1 and fucking 4 months old.
Not even 1.5, yeah.
And the mom was like, all right, well, I'm just going to go. And like went on the beach.
I don't understand how you compartmentalize that to just be able to. That's like, oh, there's some like 10 days even. That milk's gonna go fucking bad regardless. So like,
I'm trying to see. I'm like you though. I'm trying to figure out First of all, she's not that mentally fucking ill that this is the first thing that sent off a fucking red flag. Okay? It's not. Postpartum, maybe. There are some fucked up stories of like postpartum moms who like saw their kids' legs off and shit like that. I've heard a lot of that stuff before. So maybe this is this, right? I've also heard about a postpartum mom. She put her kid in the oven because she didn't know what the fuck she was doing. Apparently, to some people, it hits very hard. I'm not taking away from that. But still, what the fuck?
Yeah. Look,
She was
there's 100. Go on.
She was hundreds of miles away in Puerto Rico with a male friend, authority said. After a few days at the beach and another stop in Detroit, she returned home on June 16th last year to find her daughter dead. She'd been gone for 10 days. Like,
yeah. I don't
and
know,
she
man.
pleaded guilty. Yeah, did she? No shit.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like, again,
a forensic, wait, hold on. A forensic pathologist, Elizabeth Mooney, told the Cleveland courtroom that the children experienced the most extreme separation anxiety between 9 and 18 months. Everyone knows that. That's why tummy time and shit like that and skin to skin is so important. The pain and suffering she endured lasted not only hours, not only days, but possibly even a week. The feeling of abandonment for days on end, coupled with the pain of starvation and extreme thirst, is the type of suffering I don't think any of us can fully fathom. And then again, it goes on to say that, you know, she had to eat her own feces like out of her diaper.
just
and then when the mom got home,
it.
and when the mom got home, she called 911. Please, I need help. Please help me. My daughter is dying. You
Dying.
fucking cunt.
No, she's not dying.
Yeah.
She's gone.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
and then she's not crazy. She's not. She's a cunt. Because I forgot, she had dressed her in a clean outfit before emergency responders arrived. So she cleaned her up. She wiped her down. She cleaned her up and everything. So no, she tried to get away with it. Her parents blamed her actions on mental health struggles. Her mom, Ketty Torres, said her daughter had battled health struggles, including mental health illness and fainting spells. The fuck does that have to do with you leaving the fucking country, man?
But again, if that's the case, why the fuck are you leaving the country? You should be there looking after your kid.
Yeah. And then the woman said, adding she believes God and Jalen have forgiven her, of course, because, you know, got to get God involved. I'm not trying to justify my actions, but nobody knew how much I was suffering and what I was going through. Fuck you.
Yep. No,
fuck you.
Absolutely.
No one knows. Fuck you. God damn it, dude. Like, oh, I'm not trying to justify it, but people don't understand my suffering too. What? The glory of being the new mom? Because if it was postpartum, she wouldn't have worried about getting the kid dressed because she would be out of her fucking mind. Like the one lady who cooked her daughter, or like the other lady who got behind the wheel of a car with her kid in the back seat and then ran into another car and the car burst on flame and the lady's actually got third-degree burns all over herself. When they asked her about it afterwards, she's like, I don't know what happened. This is, you came back and were cognizant enough to change your fucking daughter and clean her up so you can get away with it. So fuck you. No one forgives you. Fuck you.
Yep. No, I feel you, man. I feel you. No fucking wonder you ended up in the hospital, dude. Whether it was a workout or not, you've had this shit sitting on your chest for 5 fucking days, man. Like,
dude, it's because it's kids, man. Kids and dogs, like kids and animals don't know any better.
No.
Like a kid just wants you. Your daughter, son, whoever it is, they just want you. They don't care in what way, shape, or form. They just want you. They want to be around you. They want your time. And for you to be like, let me see, did I lock the windows? Did I turn off the stove? Did I leave my fucking 1-year-old enough bottles for 10 days? All right, see you later. And lock the door. Get on a plane. The dude you're with weren't like, did you just leave your fucking kid in the house?
Again,
like, why wasn't there more questions?
He saying anything? Yeah, exactly. And like, we've got again Andre here in the chat again. Shout out to Andre. He's saying again, like, fuck those neighbors. You know, they should have checked on the kids. So again, like, there's responsibility on the mother. First and foremost, absolutely. But then there's responsibility, like this male friend she went with, the neighbors. Like, if they hear like you say, a screaming child and all the lights are off, something's got to be up, right?
Yeah.
Especially
and it's not, she lived in a rural area, man. She lived in fucking what, Cleveland? And it said the screaming was going on for 10 days. So it's 2 o'clock in the morning. The same child you heard screaming since 5. You look at the fucking house, maybe there's a light on. Okay. You don't go, hey, anyone home? Because you got a fucking kid scream. No one, the neighbor, the people live right fucking next to them. The fucking neighbor didn't go, that kid's been screaming for a long time. Let me go next door and fucking I'm trying to sleep. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. The fucking kid's still crying. And then to hear, because it says in the report, the crying get like weaker and weaker because she was starting to like die.
Yeah.
Right. There was no indicator. Like no one decided.
It's also like Jai says here, people in the hood don't call the cops for shit. So, I mean, that could be a possibility as well. Who knows what part of Cleveland it was?
No, that's true. But there's also people, at least in any area, maybe not calling the cops because they care. But I know hood, you making enough noise at 2 o'clock in the morning, someone's mom, someone's grandmother's going to call because they don't want to hear your fucking shit at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So it's not even like they were angry nosy. No one called anything. Nothing. I don't care if you live on Avon, dude. You get fucking someone's loud at 2 o'clock in the morning and your family's trying to sleep. You're going next door to find out who the fuck is making all that noise.
Absolutely.
So yeah, as a whole, they don't care, but somebody that fucking come on, dude. If a baby is screaming somewhere in this complex crying, everyone's hearing it. Everyone's hearing it.
Yep.
That's fucking nuts, man. And I'm just like, and to be like, I'm not justifying it, but no one knows what I went through. I mean, fuck you. No, I don't give a fuck. And I hope she gets killed in jail because fuck that lady. And
Oh,
I'll be
look,
the first
she'll
to
get
say,
her. She'll get her comeuppance because, I mean, we've had this discussion before, like about chomos and that sort of thing. Like, when it comes to a child being involved in a crime, hell hath no fury.
Yeah.
Right. Hell hath no fury. She's gonna get inside. They're gonna hit as soon as she's in there, there are gonna be people asking for her papers. You know, what's she in for? And the moment she opens, like,
and they always find out because the guards will tell them.
She's gonna be in fucking PC the whole fucking time.
Yeah, but sometimes I know this. You can't even keep it a secret because if you're like, oh yeah, I'm here because of unpaid whatever, the guards will tell. They'll be like, no, fuck that guy. So they don't even give a shit. Yeah, so that kind of ruined my fucking week because I was like, oh, the fucker, man. Like, I'm just thinking about like one person could have saved that kid. One nosy fucking, one angry nosy neighbor. Somebody, anybody could have fucking saved that kid. One phone call. Hey, man, motherfucking kid's not stop crying at 3 o'clock in the morning. Kid's been crying for 6 hours. Can someone go down? Maybe grandmother was watching him. She died. Like, whatever the fuck it was. Can someone go over there and check? The kid lasted, they said, for at least 9 of those days. Which means you had 9 fucking days to save this kid, man. 9 days.
That's a lot. That's a lot of fucking time. It's a week and a half. Fuck, man. It's like and I see it here in the chat as well. Thanks, Becky. I don't know if you've heard this story, dude. I saw the TikTok just yesterday because my Christine sent it through to me. Yeah, Rob, we're talking about the chick that went on vacation. But no, this kid.
That's why I wanted Rob here for, but I'm glad Jackie's here too because I know that she's good for shit like that. Yeah.
So we had this kid. His parents found under his bed in a plastic bag a decapitated head and a pair of hands. Now his parents
of a
human. Now his parents apparently ran a childcare center out of their house. Right now, the parents have found this plastic bag under his bed. They have not looked at it because they did not want to confirm it for themselves, right? So they've put that into the kitchen sink. They've called the police. The kid's there and they're like, hey, do you know why we've been called? And he's gone, yeah, because my mum found a head and a pair of hands underneath my bed.
That's not funny, but like, so the kid's just like, yeah, just found fucking head and hands.
But dude, he said it as cool as if he was ordering a BLT from the local deli.
Yeah.
And so straight up, there was admission. So the mother is sobbing on the front fucking lawn. The father is shaking, obviously. And the cop's like, hey, look, do you mind if I go into the house so I can confirm? And so the father walks him into the house, goes to the kitchen sink, looks in the bag, he goes, yep, that's exactly what it is, right? We need to, like, Yeah, this is how it's going to
Holy
work.
shit.
Um, I saw that and I'm like, what the fuck? I need to look more into the story because that's
Wait,
literally
so
all
did
I
the
saw.
kid do it to
The
another kid
te-
that was being
the
held by
teenage
like
son, the teenage son did it. Yeah. And the
I,
parents had no idea, had no clue until they'd made this fucking made this discovery and they called the police.
we're doing I gave the kids um so we just did research papers, but I made them passion based. How you get a freshman to do a research paper, especially the one that I wanted with the amount of articles, references, and the word requirement. You just make them passion based and you teach them the skills along the way. A lot of people did because their parents watch true crime stuff.
Yep.
So someone did Dahmer, someone did Geen, someone did the Zodiac Killer and shit. But then like fucking another kid did um the superpowers of America and Great Britain in World War II's Navy as opposed to Russia and Germany. The kid's a fucking he's brilliant, dude. I found out a lot of shit. Like shit that like I didn't know. Like, like everyone has their, and it's weird to say it like this, like their favorite serial killer, right? The
Yeah.
one that's like, and like the John Wayne Gacy pogo thing, but he was a fucking pedo, dude. It's
Yeah.
just like, and it's like, fuck, man. Like, and and he drugged some kid, raped him repeatedly, stabbed him, and then drove him to work the next day. And when the kid called the cop was like, John Gacy detonated because he was a pillar of the community, man. He had big
Exactly.
fucking barbecues on the front lawn. So they didn't even go into it with this kid. Like
Yeah.
they didn't even check in. And it's just like when you have that amount of power, you just go, well, I'm untouchable anyway. It's nuts, man. It's like I'm trying to wrap my head around like anything over that lady leaving. Anything. Like if I'm not with Hunter because I went to the store and he's home with Sarah, I call her up, hey man, how's the kid? Blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
Like what like that's not even I don't know, man. I don't know.
I look, I
Like,
don't get it. And I don't think either of you can either you or myself can understand it because of the position we take
yeah,
in fatherhood, right? Like, I mean, we take this shit very, very fucking seriously,
yeah,
as one should. But again, like we bring it up all the time, being out at the shops. I did it again. Kid did it again yesterday. We went out, saw the new Ghostbusters movie, and he's just sort of lagging behind us again. Dude, I can't fucking see you. Either pick up the pace or tell me to slow down. One of the
yeah,
two. Can't fucking
yeah.
see you, man. But um,
Um,
on a lighter
speaking
note,
of
though,
which,
have you seen the new Ghostbusters movie yet? Have you been able
no,
to get
not
out
yet. We're
there?
gonna go during break.
Dude, it's fucking amazing.
I
It
heard.
is such a good movie.
So, do you have friends that every time they say a movie wasn't good, you automatically go see it because their taste in movies fucking sucks?
Well, apparently my taste in movies suck because I've barely seen
No,
any. So,
no, you just don't have taste in movies because you're not allowed to make any fucking judgments. So I have a friend who I love dearly,
yep.
but he believes that like the pinnacle of horror begins and ends in the Scream series.
No.
Scream,
Nah.
Scream. The first one was good because it was new. The second one was serviceable. Everything after that, I'm like, you're just telling the same fucking movie over and over again, man. It's
That's
just
it.
the same shit. Now he's in fucking next he's gonna be on space. Like, what the fuck? Like at one point it was like six movie, like it was an Instagram post, like list six movies that changed your fucking life. It was Scream 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'm like, guy. So he put up Ghostbusters was 0 out of 5 stars. I was like, so I know it was a good movie because your
Yeah.
taste in movies fucking blows.
Yep. Yep. No, okay, I see where you're coming from there. No, I've had that in the past, where what movie was it? And it was yeah, it was cheesy as fuck actually. It was Jason X. And that's where
Jason in space. Yeah.
Jason in space with the metal hockey mask and shit. Like it was corny as shit, but I really enjoyed that because I was like, all right, that's a spin, but like you say, it gets overdone. Um,
No, and there's spin movies that they took really bold ways on and one. Like, did you ever hear? I know you didn't fucking see it, so I'm not going to ask that question. There's a movie called *Malignant* where
I've heard of
a,
it. Yeah.
where so a girl has a conjoined twin, but in the back of her head, and it's like this evil thing, right?
All
And
right.
it was a bold choice. Let me tell you something. They pulled this fucking movie off. It is fucking really good. And then another one is with Anthony Starr, the guy who plays Homelander. It's
Mm-hmm.
called Cobwebs. That one was really good too. Again, bold choices. Like they took a chance on what the subject was going to be. They were good flicks though, man. And I've been watching a lot of like, dude, I watched one. Oh my God, it was really good. It's called The Reich versus the Freaks. It's a Russian movie or an Italian movie where a bunch of circus performers have like magic powers and they take on like the Nazis. It is fucking really good. It is tear jerking and shit. It's a good
Yeah.
flick, man. It's really fucking good. Like that one's a high recommendation. Um, yeah, Ghostbusters, we're gonna go see. I think it's gonna rain for a couple of days here, so we're gonna try and do something indoors. Like I know there's an indoor rock climbing joint. I want to go to there, man. I like
Oh,
rock
dude,
climbing and shit.
indoor
That looks
rock
like a lot of
climbing
fun.
so much fucking fun. We've got a joint just around the corner from us, and Eli and I go there every once in a while. It's good fun, man. Get into it.
Yeah, yeah. So I think that's on the plan. Plus, we want to do a deep spring cleaning. Get a bunch of shit taken care of around here.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, just fucking hanging out,
Old
man.
people
But today
shit.
I'm doing fucking old people. Dude, I did old people shit today. I'm like, am I having a heart attack? I got to go to the fucking hospital. That's old people shit.
Yeah, man, it
Um,
absolutely is.
and it's great because I know I can tell when I met people and how much they care based on how they reacted to that.
Mm,
I have some people who are like, oh, positive vibes are with you, and I love those people. And I got other people like, like whatever, faggot, get up, like
yeah.
that, like because they don't give. But that's how they show love because they can't actually show love in any other way. They have to be sarcastic about it.
Well,
Like one
look,
person was like, "Hey, when you die, not if you die. Hey, when you die, can I have your collection?" Like that's how they show that they care
yeah.
because that's fucking who they are.
Well, because like I say, because you'd passed out and whatever, I actually messaged Rob yesterday. I'm like, hey, man, have you heard from Judge? Anything from Judge? And he's like, no, have you? And because, like, like I said, I was stressed out worrying about you, man. I was
Yeah,
like, if I had, would I be asking? And then I
yeah.
looked at how I'd written it. I was like, oh, that sounds kind of snarky. So I sorry, dude, that came out wrong. No, I haven't heard from him. That's why I'm asking you, dude. Um,
Yeah, no, that's my bad. Like I took him, I fell asleep. I think I woke up at one ish, and then I read like two comics because I just needed to calm down before I might go back to sleep. But I didn't even check my phone during that point. Like I was just letting it sit there.
yeah.
Um, yeah, so it was exciting, good way to start. But there's no feeling like, and I guess it's old people shit. Like there's no feeling that when you find out that like, no, dude, you're great. Like you're in great health. I'm like, no shit, really? Like it was just amazing to me. Like they even did a liver test because apparently there's some like GI stuff that could have caused whatever it was. Dude, everything is fine. Like I
All
ain't
right.
got nothing. And I take creatine and all kinds of shit for the gym. Everything is fucking functional, man. I'm like, I asked him again. I'm like, ain't no bumps, no black spots, like ain't no fucking tumors,
Nothing.
no nothing. They're like, no, dude, like you're in perfect health. Like that's why we don't have an answer for you. But it could have been gym related again from the pushing of the pad or whatever. And I was like, oh
Mm.
shit, like maybe that was it. But when you find out you got a clean bill of health and shit like that, that's a fucking great feeling, man. I'm like, oh shit,
It
I'm
is,
not gonna
eh?
die today.
All right.
Outside of getting fucking mushed by a car. Why was up?
Now, I got a question sent in to us this
Oh no shit.
afternoon that we want to, I've been asked for us to address. We've got time today, it seems, so I'm going to throw this one out. So,
Do it.
this is what it says. I have a question for you guys. You can answer it in the chat here or on the podcast, but here's the quick backstory. I took a job at X wage, which was about $7 an hour less than what I wanted because the
Okay.
commission would make up the difference in
Okay.
quotations. They said it would be a slow start, which it was, but after 2 months, good money was starting to be made. Then it stopped because the work wasn't there anymore. So I
Right.
found a new job, better benefits, $10 an hour raise, with
Right.
being with the union, a lot of other good
Sounds great.
perks. Yep. And so I put in my 2 weeks' notice to start the new gig. Now, in the notice meeting with the current employer to get me to stay, The boss asked if I even checked with new insurance to make sure my wife could be on it because she's currently pregnant. I'm not
Okay.
dumb. Obviously, I checked it. And
Right.
then he asked if I was aware the new job would have more hours. The new job is in agriculture. I used to work in ag and the same type of job. So we know the hours and everything talked about it being accepted. So
Yeah.
here's the question. Do you guys think bringing up those 2 points specifically was really okay? Because I felt like I was being rubbed the wrong way with those questions.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it was them being like, "Are you sure that you want to do it?" Yeah, it's fear, dude. It's fear. They're trying to hit him with some fear to make him fucking not leave. And realistically, 2 weeks notice is and that's for the job. That's not for you. That's so they
Mm.
can find somebody else. You don't owe them shit. There's no clause that says that you need to give 2 weeks. 2 weeks was the professional thing to, well, you should, in case you need those people for a reference. But if you already got another job, you don't need them for shit.
No, that's it.
So 2 weeks is for them. And I would do it if I like the place. But if there's other places like, nah, man, like we need you to start, like we want you, we need you to start, you got to start now. I'd be like, listen, man, I understand, but for the same reason why if you took a job somewhere else, if you got a promotion, you would just fuck off and go. I got to do this, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm sure a lot of that was fear factor, like, like let's get him not to stay by concerning him with the fact that he might not have everything he needs. Which, if we what
Sorry, go on, keep going.
which if we found out anything, it's health is a motherfucker. So if you don't have health, like honestly, I'd rather have a job that doesn't pay as well that has awesome health benefits, because I guarantee when I get that bill from the hospital and it says I have to pay $100, I guarantee it was like a 20 something $30,000 day.
Mm.
Come on, dude. MRI, fucking X-ray, a couple EKGs. That shit's not cheap.
Absolutely, man. And look, I agree with you. Like, um, now, firstly, congratulations on 4 years of being sober.
Hey,
Fucking,
thanks,
I
man.
applaud you, man. Fucking everybody in the chat, pretty
Thanks.
fucking happy for you. But um, now my sobriety journey has been fucking non-existent. Whatever. I can't. No, I'll get back to that. But the
Yeah,
reason I left my old job was because the mental health aspect of it was driving me nuts. Like I was fucking miserable every day. I didn't want to go to work. They were driving me to drink, really. And so
right.
I literally I found a new job and left, and I was out of there. And they're like, "Oh, that was really unprofessional. You should have given us 4 weeks, this, that, and the other." But
Four,
again, 4 weeks because I'd been
bitch.
there longer than 5 years.
That don't fit the fuck out of here. That
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
And so I was out, and my theory is that if you're going to get fired by an employer, they're not going to give you 2 weeks. Like, hey, we're letting you go, but here's two
No,
weeks
they're gonna
notice
be
so you
like,
can find another job. They're like, hey, go
that's a really
pack your
good point.
toolbox. You're out of here, man.
Yeah, it's always like, hey man, we can't keep you. Security will escort you to go get your shit just to make sure you don't fucking throw anything around,
Mm-hmm.
and you're fucking out of here. You wouldn't do me the solid of giving me 2 weeks to find anything while you still fucking paid me. So fuck you.
All right, now this is why I nearly lost my shit. Okay, and this one's come from Jai. Thank you,
Of
Jai. I
course.
fucking love this. On a lighter note, so has anyone else ever wondered what it would be like if your nipples clicked in and out like pens?
Just fucking click, 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 click. Look, if that was the case, I would do that all day. Just
Oh, dude, especially with my ADHD, I do it click, 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 click. Bad
all
enough.
fucking day.
Oh.
I'll be sitting there making songs. um,
Imagine the noise when women breastfed if they actually clicked.
well, it wouldn't sound that much like if you got a kid who's like really going to town, it sounds like that shit anyway.
Yeah,
Um,
that's true.
Nate, that was a
Yo,
question I was going to bring up. I think I talked. So because Sarah and I because we're going to Budapest in November.
oh,
We
nice.
decided to, yeah, dude, and we're bringing Hunter. It's going to be fucking good time. We are not being careful with not having a kid. Like now, we might be a little bit more so because she doesn't want to be, multi months pregnant, going around fucking hungry. Are you and Christine ever thinking about another kid? I know your situation's a little bit different, but were you thinking about, because I thought at one point you said you wanted to. Have you guys even talked about that yet? Or I'm sorry, re-brought it up, because I know you said you wanted to re-bring it up with her, but I never got to follow up and ask.
Yeah, we've actually, yeah, we've gotten to the point where we've given up on that, just because it's not happening, you know.
Right, because hers and yours, right? Because you said she has something going on and
Yeah,
you
we
got
both
Homer
have
Simpson
fertility.
sperm and shit.
Yeah, we've
Yeah.
both got fertility issues, and so it's just not been working in our favor. When we did our massive spring clean, we let go of all the baby stuff. Like we were
No
so
shit,
set
really?
on having another baby that we still had all Eli's stuff
Yeah,
in
yeah.
storage under the stairs from when he was a baby. We had the crib, we had the high chair, we had the change table. Like, I
Oh,
mean,
so
we
you were
had
hardcore, like,
fucking
fuck it, let's hold on.
everything.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
had all the baby toys, all the baby clothes. We still had the bottle warmer, the fucking the whole lot.
yeah.
So we've just recently let that go and come to the conclusion that, hey, we're not getting younger. Yeah, we'd like to give Eli a sibling, but that looks highly unlikely. So the
Yep.
next thing that we can do is
A dog,
give
a skin dog.
um well, we're trying for a skin dog, so I guess, yeah, fur baby we have to
Oh,
go
yeah,
for.
that's right. Fuck.
Um and so, yeah, we're now just at a point where, fuck it, we're going to give Eli experiences. And so this is where
That's
we're at.
awesome.
We're saving up to go to London. We're hoping to go next year for Christine's sister's birthday. If it doesn't work
And
out,
that's
we're going to
when.
go on our own.
Right.
I don't know, sometime next year, 2025.
Oh, okay.
So if we can do that, we will. Otherwise, we're going to go on our own. We're going to, while we're in London, we've already got it worked out. We're going to go to France.
Right.
And Christine turned around. She goes, "Hey, just spitballing here." She goes, "While we're in France, do you want to take a day trip to Normandy?" And Eli goes, "What? With
Yeah.
Normandy? Can we go to the beaches? I want to see where World War II
Yeah.
was, you
Yeah.
all of this stuff." Because the kid, he loves World War
He
II.
loves war stuff. Yeah.
So we're
Um,
gonna do that, and then in a few years, the next trip after that is the US as well. We want to, but that's there's so much in the States I want to see. There's going to be like
yeah.
2 or 3 different fucking trips. But
We're
that
gonna
being said, when we make it to when we make it to the States, we're gonna have to hire a tour bus, dude, and deck it out as a podcast studio.
oh
Get
my
you,
God, and go on the
me,
road
and Rob. All of our families just on the bus. We'll go on the road across America and just podcast the
and
whole
like
time.
podcast across America. That could actually be pretty fun. We're going to Budapest in November, and then Howie wants us to come out and do Christmas in England,
Mm-hmm.
which is obviously the next month. That's something that I would save now for and just put the shit aside, because that's a cool experience for the kid, man. He's never been, he wants to fucking go. Howie would, like, yes, we would do some London shit, but
Yep.
like Plymouth is beautiful. So and besides, it's 2 hours, man. Like, you can't, like, people in fucking England can swim the channel and get to like France. Like,
Yeah.
it's not exactly like your sense of travel is not like ours. Like, you could, like, I remember a comedian said, he's like, you could drive for 10 hours and still be in Texas.
Yeah.
Like, that covers pretty much all the fucking the
But
UK.
in the UK, you drive for 10 hours and you go through 15 different fucking countries.
Yeah, yeah. So I know we want to do that. Even if it's back to back, I think that'd be really cool. So Hunter can get, I don't know, I think Christmas in another fucking country and shit like that, especially there. I think that'd be really cool. Um, I'm hoping that I'm not old enough or too old that my shit's not working. Like, I know, because we've tried a couple times and it's not like we haven't been careful. And I know it's hard as it is. Like, it doesn't always just happen unless you're
Yeah.
fucking fertile as shit. But a couple times I'm like, wow, really? Like, that time didn't fucking take. And I know for Hunter, it took, like, we fucked around a lot and it still took a while. And I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck, maybe it's me.
Have you
And I'm
ever
like,
thought of having your sperm checked?
well, I'm going to. That's going to be the next step, at least for me. I know she's fine. I think it'll break her heart though if we can't have a fucking kid. But I know science can step in and be like, we're
Yeah.
just going to do this. We're going to mix this up, pick A and B, and fucking away you go. Um, because I know she wants to, and I want to have another kid too. I just don't think I don't know. Like, if I was a betting man, I'm gonna assume that the reason why it hasn't been happening is because I'm fucking 43, and shit is on, like I'm hanging out here soon. It's gonna start to fucking go back down again.
Mm,
So
mm.
And I know guys can have kids way later. Like I know the female cutoff is pretty hardcore. Um,
Well,
but
shit, my old man, he's in his 70s now, and he's got a teenage daughter.
yeah,
You know, like so,
yeah,
yeah, absolutely. Like my old man's living proof that yeah, it doesn't
oh
matter
yeah,
how old you are, you can still be making babies, man. So
yeah.
yeah, I
So
wouldn't be go like I wouldn't be cutting it off too soon, but I would definitely say go to your local
yeah,
fertility clinic or whatever and have those swimmers checked
but
out,
I
man.
can't jerk off in a cup, dude. Like they're gonna put me in a room and be like, "There's Pornhub." I don't know if I can do that. Like, how come I can't do it here and bring it there?
Mm.
Like, you can't give me an at-home kit. Like,
Well,
I can fucking
I was given that option actually, and they said if you're within like if you can deliver it within half an hour of collecting it, you can do it at home. And I said, but I'm more than half an hour drive. And they said, well, you'll have to come into the clinic and
why?
do it.
Why is that so fucking funny to me, dude? They're like, all right, look, this is your mileage. If you get here in a half hour, you're fucking Nate's there with like a Dixie cup. He's like, I'm coming, literally, figuratively. Um,
But I'll tell you the worst part about that, and I'm sorry for the ladies in the chat about to hear this, but the
fucking
downside to
Nate's got
that
a
is,
turkey baster next to him. He's like, we're coming, motherfucker.
but the thing is, you can't even like spit in your hand and go for it, right? It's a dry wank. And so, yeah, I think that's the
Wait,
hardest
wait.
part of it. Like you can't use lubricant, can't spit in your hand. You just got to have a dry wank and hope you don't start a fire,
Wait,
man.
wait, did they legit just
Fuck, we lost
they
him
just put
again.
you in a room and they're like, here's a magazine and tell us when you're done? You're
Yeah,
just sitting in a room like, all right, let me like that's so fucking weird,
well,
man.
it was really interesting. They let me into this room, and there's a table and two chairs, and then there was like another
Why
room
is it so
off to the side with a sliding door. And so they would leave the main room so I could go into the smaller room, right? Um, but again, what bothered me as well was like this big, comfy leather seat. And I'm thinking, how many guys have bare assed sitting in this chair
oh
having a
god, yeah,
wank?
dude.
And so then I'm dealing with that as well. I'm like, how do I
Oh my
fuck it?
god.
Pornhub. I'm gonna
Dude,
have to work something out,
dude,
man.
I'm fucking weeping. That's fucking the table and two chairs are just like,
Yeah,
oh,
because once I came out, I rang the bell to let them know that I was done.
right.
They came in and then sat down at the table. I've got a cup of of a nice hot load sitting on the table, and they're like, "Okay, let's go through this paperwork together and make sure everything's all lined up."
And you're just sitting there with your swimmers on the table. You're just like, hey, man,
A cup of sperm just sitting on the table, and me and the nurse are having a chat.
dude, you're still sweating a little bit from.
I did. I think I said that as well. Hey, can we turn on the air conditioner in here? So it's a bit warm, man. Like my heart's still fucking racing.
Oh fuck.
But
Oh my god, that was awesome. Yeah,
when
like
it
that's what I'm worried about. Like, no, wait. Can could Christine go in with you and be like, let me fucking give him a Hummer and shit? Like, are you allowed to get help? Or do they give you like a flashlight, or is it just a dry rub?
well,
Like,
I went by myself. I didn't think Christine could be too much help. I mean, she could have been, but I don't know if they would have allowed her in there. But like you say, can you get like a gobby or something? No, you can't. Because again, the saliva, the lubricant,
what the
whatever
fuck
kind of
up?
whatever, it fucks up the sample. So you've literally got to have a dry rub and get nothing but the product in the cup.
All right, so even if you do it at home, but at least if you're at home, you got your 80-inch TV. She could be like jiggling your balls or stick a finger in your asshole or something. Like help, like help out a little bit. If you're just in that room, you're like, my brain would be like, right now, there's like doctors and nurses passing by. There's a dude in another room. You're like, ugh, ugh. I'm like, I don't want to. It don't feel like I'm just jerking off in prison. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And I mean, the material they had there as well was fantastic. I think there was a magazine, a Hustler from 2002, possibly a Penthouse from 1998. Like it was. it was vintage stuff.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, it was fucking vintage, man. So like, you had a little bit of bush, you had a little bit of knot, yeah, and then I was like, fuck it, man. I got my phone, Pornhub.
Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, oh my God, that's weird. And when you're going in and you're like, hey, I'm here to jerk off in a cup. Like,
But that's the thing. Like the nurse calls my name and I stand up in the waiting room. She's leading me down the corridor. Like everybody's watching you. Like, yeah, they know what I'm about to go do,
go get it. Oh
So
my
like it's
God.
it's not totally horrible, but it's one of those things where it's like,
I don't
yeah,
know if dude, I might
it's
have to
not
do it at
optimum.
home and then do my best fucking Dom Toretto impression and fucking speed over the thing, throw it in the fucking in the leave-in overnight thing. Fucking
Yeah.
I'm out of here.
Yeah. But speaking of fertility, dude, I'm gonna be, and once it airs, I'll send it to you. I'm gonna be in a scientific documentary on male fertility in
No
May.
shit,
I
really?
believe it comes out. Yeah.
The fuck out of here. How'd you land that one?
The producers found the podcast and reached out
Get
to
the
me
fuck
through the
out of here, really?
podcast and went, "Hey, we know you've talked about fertility on your podcast in the
Right.
past. Would you be willing to have a chat with us?"
Do they
And
want to film you doing a dry rub in a fucking room with a table and
no,
two chairs?
no, the cool thing is that we did all the filming at a swimming pool, at a local swimming pool.
Okay.
Because in the back shot, they wanted to have all the swimmers going backwards and forwards.
Oh my God.
They're like, that's how player works. They did another. I wasn't there for this one, but apparently they did another shoot at like a fountain, and so the fountain's like spurting
Got
and
it. Yeah.
shit, and they're like, so they
Yeah.
trying to make it a little funny, but yeah, it's just a whole thing on male fertility and that sort of shit.
That's
So
cool. Holy shit.
I'll have to send that through to you when it airs, man. But
Is everyone tune into that one?
yeah, that's it.
I'm telling you, I might take a recorder to the fertility clinic and like record like what I'm saying and shit like that. Like I might do that. And we could play that at the beginning of the fucking podcast to be like, I'm in a fucking room. They got weird
Oh,
porno from
oh, a
1997.
recorder. Okay. I thought you were talking like a recorder. You're going to sit there, play hot cross buns or something.
While I'm jerking off, I do it in one hand. I'm playing two flutes, but
Fucking hell.
oh my God. Well, look, if this was ever evidence about what people get, like if you're a first listener, we went from a horrible fucking story to a picture of Nate almost starting a fire on his junk because he can't use fucking lube jerking off in a fucking fertility clinic. Yeah, no, dude, I would have to do it at home and then go there. Which would be weird. See, I would like strap it. I put it in the passenger seat, put the seatbelt on it, be like, sit right there, don't move. I don't want it spilling, man.
The first time I went in there, though, my first thought was Stifler in American Pie at the fucking sperm bag. And he's like,
Yeah.
do you think you can help? And then she like fucking snaps on the glove and says, bend over.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck.
Fucking, that's weird.
All right. Well, I think we're just about done, aren't we?
Are we really? Holy shit.
Yeah, man. We're
Oh my God, that was fucking fast.
Coming up to an hour. So,
I laughed so hard I almost passed out underneath this fucking table. That part was so fucking good. I know I'm gonna listen back to that a couple times.
and I have a funny feeling at some point that's gonna make it into a best bits episode, man. It's gonna be there. Fuck.
Oh
But see,
God,
this is why I love what we do. Like you say, we usually start off with something super dark, and we get really pissy about it, and then we start talking about nipples clicking like pens and having a dry rub at the fucking fertility clinic.
And like because my brain plays little movies for shit like this, I picture it like being filmed like The Office, where you're just sitting there in the room, like, and you hear like bing, because like the shit's going off, and you're like, all right, let me check out these magazines. Fuck, man.
Oh
like,
man!
But now they have like I can't believe no sex toy. Like I get it, right? Like you
but
can't
do you want to
get like a fleshlight?
I would not be
right.
Nah, I wouldn't. I'd see it and go, yeah, no, thank you. Like obviously, being a doctor's office that sterilize it, you would think, but still, I don't want to.
Yeah, but there's one now that's just a ring. Like there's no other side. It's a ring that you just go back and forth with. And I think it's like a water thing. Like, so this way nothing is getting, which by the way, hold on, can we fucking, a woman can get a rabbit for $3. Does this, and it flicks this, and it goes into this, and it fucking plays with this shit like that. Have you seen the price? Have you seen the price of guy sex toys, man? Guy sex toys. There's like a hydro water masturbator bulldozer testosterone to take it back to the other one.
Testosterone 4000. Yep.
And it's a water suction and everything. Dude, it was like $450.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck, man? Even a flashlight's mad expensive, and that's not even the one with like all the frills and shit. Like, we can't get anything cool. Hey, they're all fucking too big. A girl can get a little nugget and just be, and you're done.
Yeah, little silver.
A guy's a fuck, dude. A guy needs something like the top of a table. It's like an apparatus. There's parts you got to plug in and fucking batteries, and there's water all over the place. Imagine like you're like, I'm gonna get off real quick. Your wife comes home, you got it. It's like a fucking pegboard, and you're just trying to fucking like, that's not cool, man. That's too fucking much money.
Look, I mean, I think I've only had one sex toy for myself in my life, right? And it was like I didn't even go to a sex shop, right? It was almost like the Tupperware of sex parties type thing. Like my partner at the time, I think it might have been my ex-wife, decided to have this sex party, and she saw it and bought it for me. It didn't fucking last long. Didn't I? I wore that thing out real fucking fast. But yeah, it was interesting. But again, I'm in no, like you said, with the price, I'm in no rush to run out and buy one.
It's too fucking expensive, man. I had two. She got me one, which is kind of like the same thing, like it wiggles and it fucking spins and shit like that. Like it's cool, but like I said, it wears out. Like they're shit. Like they just fucking fall apart. And the one was a pump. I was like, I gotta try this, and it fucking works. It's obviously doesn't fucking stay like that, but it fucking works. That's pretty cool because then like all your like fucking nerve endings are like super high and shit like that. But and those are cheap. But like to get anything that you're like, oh, that's really cool. I wonder how much that is. It's like, dude, no fucking way, man. No way.
That probably explains why there's these old dudes taking fucking sex dolls to Walmart.
10
They're just
grand,
trying to
dude.
get their money worth out of it.
And those are like 10, 11 grand. You can go on the website and you can customize those. You can even send in a picture of somebody and they'll fucking mimic it to look like that person.
That's creepy.
Whoa, by the way, hold on. Let's end with this. Do you know that right now, it's being praised right now? People are trying to figure out how to fucking deal with it. I ran up on an article about how AI is going to solve or help mitigate the pedo problem. Fucking believe that shit?
And how do they?
They're saying because
that?
They said because it's a mental illness, which of course it is. It's fucking gross, right? Because it's a mental illness. If you AI generate that content, no one is getting hurt. It's not a picture of an actual person, even though, like, you know, their major complaint is that it has to take from like a face. But because it's not an actual person, they're like, if we do have that for people, it might stop them from going to do other shit. I'm like, I don't know where I stand on that. Like, if it is a mental issue and these people need help and they don't want to go get the help because they're living too deep in this fucking world of theirs, should you give them that? Like, is that a thing to give them? Because if you go to an AI generator, like a porn AI generator, like have someone under 4 foot, like if you don't say kid and you just give the description, what the fuck? Like no one's getting hurt. So is that good? Is that bad? Like I just found out about it. So I haven't had an opportunity to kind of like spin it around in my head.
I don't know. I think it could still be problematic. I mean, because you think like,
well, that's what it said. It said it's still problematic because it's still allowing the person to do it. And AI, which we found out from anything, is always based off other pictures that it can find.
I think that's a really gray area. I would have, I don't know. I don't know whether I could get on board, or I mean, maybe if it's in like a therapy type outline where it's like, hey, look, like we're here to help you, and this may
Yeah.
help you with your urges, but these are the guidelines, or
Yeah.
this is okay, but this is going to be crossing the line, or I don't know,
Yeah.
but there's got to be.
Yeah, because finally people got off this whole sexual preference thing. Like, let's stop that shit. Right. But if you got it, like, I don't know, like, I'm trying to be like, am I angry? Right. Like, if
Yeah.
there's a guy who's sick like that, but he's literally getting all of his stuff AI generated and he's having a good time and it's stopping him from doing something like this, isn't that therapy? Like, I don't know. Like, I haven't had the opportunity to really figure out where the fuck I want to put that fuck. You know what
Where
I'm
do you
saying?
put
Like, I
that
don't,
fuck? Yeah.
yeah, like, I don't know, like, because it's like, oh, okay, well, they're not hurting anybody, right? It's not like a Megan Conka thing where, a guy gets moved into a new area and does it to a girl because he can't stop. Like, is it a therapy thing? Like, would it help? But apparently, according to this fucking article, they can't figure out why people can't do it. Like, no one's getting hurt. It's not a real person. It's
Mm.
an AI computer generated thing. And they actually praised it as might being able to help people who were fucked up. So if that's the case, and it's just a computer doing it for you, isn't that just like drawing an anime with a girl that's really fucking small and a guy that's really big? Like, what's the difference? Like, that's okay because it's not a real person. Like, it's not.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know. I'm interested to see where that goes because therapy is therapy, right?
Yeah.
So if the only way that, like, besides getting the pill, which basically chemically castrates you, right?
Yep.
Like, is that it? Like, should you look into that? Like, I don't know. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
weird.
I don't know, man. Like I say, it could be problematic. It could be helpful. It's like
Yeah.
you say, it's like, where do you put that fuck? And I think it's more of a thought experiment, really. You got to sit there, really
Yeah.
think
Cause
about it.
just saying no, fuck them. Like, I get it. But if now it's actually being like, no, this is a mental disorder. Like, this is a mental disorder, man. Like, and what is the alternative? The alternative is they wait and it stews because they're not talking to anybody about it because they're not fucking talking to anybody about it. Then they attack a child.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know,
exactly.
man. Like, I'm rather like, all right, so let him fucking live his life in a computer world with it. Like, he's not hurting anybody. The person's not real.
Yeah.
It's not even a real person. So I don't know. I don't know, but I'm interested to see where that's going to go. Like, I want to kind of keep my ear to that because if, like, look, man, weird therapeutic things happen all the time. And like the people on this, I think it was like Forbes. Like, I think what they're saying is like, it might be the best thing for them because if they can't stop doing it and they need therapy and there's no way to really treat that besides don't do that, what if this is the next thing? I don't know.
Mm.
I don't know. I thought that was weird, so I figured I'd bring it up.
Yeah, why not? That's it. Yeah, that's one we're going to have to think about. On that note, though, we're going to wrap this one up for this
Yeah,
week.
man.
So, guys, again, be kind to each other. Be kind to
And
us.
click your nipples.
Click your nipples. That's it. And don't start a fire if you're having a dry rub. Don't do that. I do want to say, Judge, we have had,
Yes.
I don't know who it is, who it was, what, just no idea, but we've had somebody else rate the show this week. So we got 20 ratings on Spotify at the moment, and we've just been bumped back up from 4.9 stars to 5 stars. So
Hey, look at us go.
we are
That's fucking
technically a
awesome.
5-star show on Spotify. We're a 5-star
Nice.
show on Apple Podcasts. Like, you guys are helping us do what we're doing, right? This is
Yeah,
awesome.
man.
Helping us move through the algorithm. More and more people are seeing us through recommended podcasts and all that sort of thing. So please keep showing us that little bit of love. Hit
Yeah.
the follow
Yeah.
button, hit the bell so you get a notification when the
And
episode
come join us
drops.
on the, and when you do find it, come join us on the chat, man. It's fun. Like, you get to fucking interact with other people. Plus, we might be hiring somebody to watch the chat for us anyway, because we kind of get lost in that. But we want you guys to use it. But then it's like, Nate and I talked in like our conversation, like, because if one of us is checking it, one of us is going to kind of like mentally tap out of the conversation because you guys come up with some funny fucking shit. And we want to make sure that funny shit is said. So we're still trying to figure it out, but definitely keep coming because we like to take the chat and then use it like later as quotes and shit like that.
Yep.
Yeah. So tell people, man, because obviously the people are finding the show, enjoy it, or else it wouldn't be a 5-star show starring two fucking nobodies, which is always better than having 10 million followers who are only following you because they've seen you on a TV show somewhere. So we appreciate the shit out of you guys. Thank you.
Absolutely. So, guys, if you do want to join us on the live at this point, In fact, no, I think we've got daylight savings coming in this weekend, actually. So, I'll confirm times for the live and all that, so that way you can check in because the time zones are fucking weird. I think I'm
Yeah.
17 hours ahead or something.
Yeah,
So
but it's
we'll
perfect. Like we're 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night. You're early in the morning on a weekend, so it works for us. People in the middle, I don't know how it's going to work for them, but I don't know. But we'll try it the best we can.
That's it. So yeah, guys, show us some love and share it around, man. We love you guys, and we're gonna leave you for this week. Um, and we'll have this episode up on the audio platforms probably tomorrow. I'm gonna
Oh, I
enjoy the
can't
rest of
wait.
my Easter
Can't
Sunday,
wait. Yeah, man.
and
Enjoy.
I'm gonna eat some fucking chocolate bunnies, man. So on that note, guys, we're out of here. Peace.
Peace.
And we're done skis.